welcome to episode 15 of the Cards and Cartridges podcast. I'm your host, Ryan, aka OG Retro. I'm here with my man, Chris, aka Cousi Retro Games. Guys, thank you for joining us. How you doing today, Chris?
I'm doing good. It's Memorial Day when you guys are listening to this, and it's also my birthday.
Yeah,
So
that double. Happy
shout out
birthday,
that.
bro. Happy birthday, Chris.
Thank you. I'll be coming home from up north, having the day off work because it's Memorial Day. Not much is new in my life. Just kind of cruising along day to day. How you doing?
There we go. I'm good, man. Good. Made some good pickups this week. Did some cool trades we just talked about. That's exciting. The same old stuff. Sent a new BGS sub in.
Nice.
So that's exciting. Couple of cool cards in that. I think I sent in five different cards in a little standard submission.
How long is standard?
I think it's 4 to 5 months right now.
And then do you mind how much was price per card?
It's $55 a card.
Okay, so it's cheaper than PSA.
It's not terrible, it's not terrible, and that's with subgrades. And I figure I'm keeping like only 1 or 2 of those, and the rest will pay for the sub, and it's all good.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Speaking of getting stuff back, my WADA Games order shipped.
Oh my God.
I should have that back by the time this goes live, and I'll be posting about it. But I had 4 games in there. I had a Mario Tennis Power Tour on Game Boy Advance that received a 9.0 A+. I got a Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Red Rescue Team on Game Boy Advance. I got a 7.5 A+. I knew it was going to get kind of low. The box on the back was indented. 7.5 kind of sucks. I submitted a Mario Kart Wii for a buddy of mine. It's, I guess, some call it the world version because it's got a bunch of different languages on the back and it's got a different region code. I think WADA categorized it as made in Japan, e-reading, Middle Eastern version, MDE code. And then what's cool is on the front of it as a sticker that says, from 5/20/2014, it will no longer be possible to use this software with online features. So it talks about the Wii kind of getting rid of the Wi-Fi. And then finally, the one that was most anticipated, I got back my Pokemon Crystal version complete in box. It ended up being authentic in an error. The error that they gave it was error printing shift / misalignment, and it received a 7.
That is super cool, dude. That is exciting.
Can't wait to see that in person.
I don't know if that's the first one that's graded like that.
I have to say it is. I've looked on eBay, Google, Reddit, anywhere, and there's the specific misprint where there's a typo on the box, but none about this.
That's classic
printing shift.
That's amazing, dude. That's super cool. It's fucking rad.
So if any of you got a couple Benjamins laying around and want that, hit me up.
A couple.
Yeah,
a couple.
A large stack.
But here, let's go over what we're talking about today. Today we are talking about how much do we value others' opinions when collecting, and if at all, why do we value those opinions? And if not, are there any times in which maybe we should value those opinions? We're going to be talking about the rate at which Pokemon releases new sets and whether or not it's acceptable, or is it too fast? Do you think it's a cash grab, or the Pokemon company just progressing their product and kind of exploring new creative avenues, etc.? Cousi's going to walk us through some red flags when buying lots or pickups. We're going to discuss what we think you should stay away from when looking at picking up games or cards, maybe. We're also going to be talking about the base set unlimited Charizard soaring to over 12,000 graded submissions or graded cards on the population report. What's that? What's the market going to look like now that PSA is almost caught up? We've discussed it before, but now that we've almost, we've seen it come to fruition, it's time to catch back up. Why don't we start off with the first question or first topic here? Cousi, do you think it's ever important to value opinions when collecting?
Right off the bat, I guess my overall arching answer is going to be no. when it comes to most things. I guess where I'm going to go with that is collect. If you are the collector who you collect what you like and collect what you want, don't listen to people saying, why do you collect Atari 2600 or why do you collect ColecoVision, something like random that not many people collect for. If you like it, collect for it. If you collect only certain versions of games, like only RPGs, only sports games, only, I don't know, shooters, don't listen to other people's opinions if they're trying to bring you down. If I had another one, but like if you only collect a certain way, you only collect CIB games. People are like, why do you only collect CIB games? It's expensive and it takes up more room and it's hard to find stuff. Just collect what you like. So that's where I want to go with no. But I guess you can also be open. Don't have it as like it's my way or the highway, or be so close-minded, because people can have good opinions maybe on how to display stuff, how to find things, or even like knowledgeable people that know about certain variants or certain ways games work.
Yeah, I think that's kind of what, like, hit the nail on the head. That's what I was going to say. It's like definitely not when it comes to like actually do like the items that you're seeking. You know what I mean? Like do whatever you want, like whatever, and not only like whatever you want, but do what makes you happy, in the sense of like get these items that are bringing you the best, be it like entertainment value, like a video game, like, is it a car that you just love the art of, or a baseball player that you liked as from you were a kid, that maybe no one else liked, that kind of thing. Definitely like no one else's opinion should matter. But I agree with you. Whereas I've learned so much from listening to other people have like opinions on how to display stuff, or opinions on, and I guess that's more like advice, but if we're gonna call it that, that's I agree. That's like,
I guess opinions and advice gonna kind of go hand in hand. And another thing is, I'm in a couple Facebook groups where people look for like graded games of specific titles that people like, or even you see like cards, like the typical, why would you grade that? Why do you want that? But maybe, like you said, you like the artwork, you're nostalgia to that, you like the person who did the illustration, the person who did the illustration, something like that. It all comes down to collect what you like. And I guess also just don't also just spew your opinions on other people to where you are right and they are wrong, and it's your way or the highway, like I said.
Right. That's an important thing too. It's
and everybody has their different way of collecting. I don't buy games off eBay or buy games in claim sales, really, because it's like I like to hunt locally. I like a story behind it. But I'm also not going to be the type of guy who's going to hate on somebody or be mad at somebody for hanging out at a claim sale and paying for someone having to show up at the doorstep. I love those people.
No, I agree. It's like we all have different styles of collecting or different ways of going about it. I think that's cool. I didn't even think about that. It's like even the style at which you go about collecting, be it going to garage sales or hunting locally, game stores, that kind of thing, or like hustling, making a lot of money in your real life, whatever job, whatever, illicit materials, that kind of thing, lumber, the Dogecoin, whatever it be, and then you spend your money on games or whatnot.
And it's like
super cool.
It's good that there's differences. Like if everybody was the same way, there would be no market. Like the fact that I go out and find, or like you too, you go out and find games at garage sales or thrift stores, then we run this claim sale and sell it back to people who maybe don't have time to go to garage sales, don't have time to go to thrift stores. We're just two kids. We don't have a house and kids, and we don't got to take Sally to soccer practice and work our 9 to 5 and then make dinner for the family and then read Jimmy a bedtime story. People have real lives. My biggest responsibility in life is wake up, take a piss, and log on to work at 8 a.m.
That's pretty sick, dude.
And then I have time to then sell what I find to other people and get them what they want. So the fact that people have different styles,
Cousi's the plug,
brings everything together.
Oh, that's so beautiful. Very nicely said. I think that wraps up that first topic nicely. And I agree with you. Collect what you love. Don't listen to anyone else, but also listen to other people and feel free to share your good opinions with other people.
Yeah, definitely. Just I guess more of the story, Don't be a dick.
Yeah, don't be a dick. All right, Cousi, walk us through. Start us with the red flags and collections lot.
Cool. So a few weeks ago, we talked about you kind of walk up to a garage sale or you see a post on Facebook Marketplace. You're kind of looking quickly for key things to look for when wanting to buy the lot. Maybe you see a couple sealed games or a CIB game or an RPG, and you're like, okay, this is more interesting now. I kind of got to go after that. But I guess, Ryan, when you're at a garage sale, thrift store, local pickup, things like that, is there anything that you pass on? Like, say there's a tub of games kind of ranging from different systems or styles. What kind of stuff do you normally pass on and why?
I mean, okay, two things. I don't know. Two things come up right off the bat. Number one, stuff that's like visibly gross looking.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. Like if it's visibly gross and it's gonna take too much to like clean or like, I mean, I guess it also depends on the game. Like if it's a fucking copy of Earthbound and it's filthy, like I'm taking it.
Yeah.
But like I think there's some things that can put me off there. Like if it's only like a $77 to $10 game, which I'd usually grab or something, maybe I'd pass.
And it smells like smoke or something.
Right. If it's like a $10 to $15 game and it's something like that, visibly damaged. And then the second thing I was gonna say would be like if I'm looking and I see like third-party controllers. I don't know why that turns me off. Like it could just be whatever, but like I don't.
It hurts the value tremendously.
Yeah, I think it's just an important thing to watch out for. Like especially N64, it's kind of hard to see if they're not close up.
Yeah.
You got to look for that Nintendo stamp in the middle of the controller there. So I think that's like another thing. I don't know. What about you?
So I took it for more of like a kind of like things that are in the lot that I usually pass on. Anything older than NES, I usually pass on. So like Atari and television, ColecoVision, things like that. Just not enough people collect for it. I don't have a TV that allows me to hook those systems up and test it. I don't even know how to hook those systems up.
True.
So
I didn't even think about that problem.
Yeah, I pass on those. They're just too cheap. Getting into more like, I guess, modern stuff, I usually pass on Xbox stuff. Original
I think
Xbox.
that's silly.
And I've noticed that. So I want to correct myself. So I was passing on Xbox stuff. There's just not a lot of people that collect. There's less people that collect for it than like PlayStation. But
I think that's true. I don't mean to interrupt you, but I think that's true, but only a little bit true.
So yeah, so I'm gonna kind of backtrack myself. So I was at last week of the week before, a couple garage sales around me. I had 45 minutes before work. I went and hit some garage sales. I kind of screwed myself, but it was the best I can do. Garage sales didn't start till 9 and I was driving around at 7. So I was 2 hours early, kind of hoping to catch people setting up. But I hit 2 sales, and at one I bought an original Xbox and like 7 games or whatever for $25.
Awesome.
And I kind of brought it home and I was like, God, like, why did I buy this? I don't buy Xbox. The games aren't much. But kind of going through it more and processing it, I put 5 games in my, or there's like 7 games or whatever. So I put 5 games in my trade-in bin, just like worth less than $7, not worth it. So I got free money at the game store from those. And then I looked up original Xboxes and they're going for like 70 plus shipping on eBay.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
Oh yeah.
So there was like 70 plus shipping. And then what even made it better was I got a buddy 2 towns over who messaged me on Instagram. He's like, hey, I'm looking for an original Xbox. Sell it to me. So I was like, great. Now you got to ship this 10-pound behemoth.
Yeah, they are pretty heavy.
But so that went quick.
Slept on.
Definitely. And then I guess I also pass on Xbox 360 and PS3 stuff, but I might start to change that with how the market is going for specifically PS3. I've noticed the market taking off versus Xbox.
I think,
and I wonder if that's because of
just
you know. Yeah, but I also find Xboxes to be more broken than PS3s. So that kind of turns me off.
They both have some issues, man. They both have the issues. Xbox obviously more so, I think, but even the PS3s, plenty of issues. And I like the PS3s because I feel like they're way more versatile.
Yes.
You play PS2 stuff on them. I think the Xbox backward compatible
look for
but
look for the backwards compatible PS3. It's going to be a fatter PS3, 4 USB ports in the front. That's how you know 4 USB ports in the front, and they go for like $250.
That's good to know. I didn't know the 4 USB ports in the
Yep.
front thing.
Yep.
So that's good.
There's a
I
fat
knew
one
there
with
was like a model number to look for, I feel like, but
yeah, that once you start asking people for model numbers, they're like
yeah, they
12 volt.
get
They don't know
freaked
what they're
out.
talking about.
Yeah.
So there's one with 2 USB ports. That's not it. Just say, hey, how many? Send me a picture of the front, or how many USB ports on the front. Four is
Yeah.
your go-to.
That's good to know.
I kind of pass on PS1 systems. I don't find PS1 systems sell really well.
Systems, yeah, I feel you.
Games
the
are
game's
great. I pass on PS1 systems.
Yeah.
I don't really know. I mean,
I was gonna say instant red flag for me is like if I see one fake Pokemon card in a lot,
oh yeah,
then I just like I gotta really examine that shit before I even move forward.
you want to give some tips on how to spot fake ones?
Yeah, sure. I mean, it's way easier in real life because
Yeah.
you can like feel the card. Like particularly like vintage stuff has a very particular feel to it.
Did you say cards or games?
Card.
Oh, card. Okay, I thought we were talking games.
Yeah. I mean, it goes both ways. Like
Yeah.
fake games, fake cards. Like, but for vintage cards, like they have a very particular feel. Like if you know what true a card feels like, it looks completely different. Vintage fake holofoils pretty much all use the same holofoil pattern. You can like Google image search it and you'll see, and it's usually fake as fuck.
Yeah.
But the newer stuff is actually pretty decent sometimes. Other times it's completely fake. Like there's no texture on full arts a lot of the time in fakes. Like real full art cards have texture on them, be it just like dots or be it the waves. And so real full art cards will have texture on them. So you can tell by that. And then like new fakes will also be like either not glossy at all or like overly glossy. And if they're overly glossy as a new card, you can tell it's a fake. And new packs are easy to spot fakes. Like, I don't know. But
game wise, the biggest thing I look for is if you look at a label of, I think it's any Nintendo game, whether it's on the front or the back, depending on the game, but Game Boy games, Pokemon, you should see a number indentation on the label. That's the biggest one. I know for Game Boy Advance games. Yes, this is for authentic. So look for that. So and then also for I'm speaking authenticity. Yeah. If you look at the bottom, like you're looking like at the pins, you'll see Nintendo stamped on the board at the top of the pins. What else is there? Just get familiar with the labels, because all the labels are the same fakes. And then also if you see like a lot of 5 GBA Pokemon games and they're all in these small plastic cases.
Yeah.
Excuse me. That's usually a red flag.
100%. That's how I get them from the
exactly.
labs.
The labs. Cool. I think that wraps it up pretty well.
Oh yeah, dude. Let's talk about what do we think about how fast or slow, if you think it's slow, that the Pokemon company releases new sets, and like, do you think it's just a cash grab if it's too fast? Do you think it's too slow? What do you think? Is it too fast or too slow?
I think it's
or just right.
I don't know. Speaking from a collecting standpoint versus a playing standpoint,
right?
I think it's, I don't know, because I feel like there's so much hype around the new set, but then I feel like it dies off kind of quick because people know that next set's coming and people are anticipating it.
Yeah.
And then, do you know if do the sets come out in Japan first and then release here?
Yeah, most of the time you'll get the Japan release first and then it translates over to English, or sometimes it doesn't translate over to English. So
I guess my answer is gonna be too fast. But I think people respond well to it. I don't think it's a hated thing, but I also don't know how it plays out in like a actual TCG playing realm with people who are actually playing the game and how the speed of the, I guess, sets affects their game.
Right. And that's kind of what I was thinking too. From a collector's standpoint, I do think we could have like another 2 weeks to a month maybe like in between set releases.
Do they have a set timetable in between sets, or is it just kind of when they crank them out?
I'm not that would have been good research to do before this. I'm not 100% sure. I just feel like, just anecdotally, I feel like we get something about once every 6 weeks.
Wow, yeah.
Like maybe 6 to 8 weeks. Because
it was Champions Path and Vivid Voltage pretty much back to back with each other, and then Shining Fates
Battle Styles.
Yep. Do they always release 2 at the same time?
No, but I think there's like a main set and then a offset. So like Vivid Voltage was main set, Battle Styles main set, and like Shining Fates was the off, like Champions Path offset, like Hidden Fates was the offset, like the special set or whatever.
Yeah.
But I think it would be, I don't know, because like, yeah, I feel like we have, although I feel like we've been in the Battle Styles block now forever. Like Battle Styles came out.
I think it's just people are over Battle Styles. Like I see so much Battle Styles on the shelves of my Walmarts, and people are selling Battle Styles ETBs for $25 to $30.
It's wild.
I think it's just, there's, from a flipping standpoint or even collecting standpoint, there's really no like chase card that people want.
No, I was gonna say the Tyranitar was watching an auction, and it actually pulled over $300 in a CGC 9.5. So wow. I think, I mean, that card has like good value, like solid value, solid chase card. I still want that card. So it sucks that that's the only card really. There's some really good art in the set, but I agree. It's just, I think it was overprinted. I think I don't know.
Overprinted. I mean, like you said, that Tyranitar holds value, but like, where does Tyranitar lay as like a popular Pokemon? I guess like, you see the other ones where it's like Charizard or like Pikachu. I mean, the Rainbow Pikachu. When they should do a like main chase card for like Blastoise or Venusaur, like one of the other 100%. Main starters. Like, why haven't they done that? They have kind of the little inserts and evolutions, I think.
Well, they had
those aren't as popular.
They had the 2 promos in Battle Styles. They had the Battle Styles promos, which are sick. The VMAX.
Yeah.
VMAX. I have those cards at BGS right now. Very excited to get those back. Fingers crossed for 9.5s. Match the Charizard would be sick.
Mm-hmm.
But I agree with you. There needs to be something cool for the other starters. They did something in Cosmic Eclipse with the tag team. They did a Blastoise, Venusaur, Charizard tag team cards or whatever, and those are cool. But yeah, we need some cool Blastoise and Venusaur chase cards.
I wonder if this just goes along with Nintendo and their money making, just like how they pump out so many editions of the 3DS or DS or systems in general, just and make so much money because they know the collectors will buy it.
Well, yeah, it could be, but I think I was also thinking about like because I've spoken about this before on the podcast. The only TCG I play like actively, like still to this day, is Magic the Gathering. And I do that mostly, I'd say 99% online.
So question based off that, do you know how often Magic releases
and that's what I was going to compare it to. So Magic release, I don't know the exact date, but I feel like it's slightly longer between new sets.
Mm-hmm.
Like what I was saying, maybe 2 to 4 weeks longer in between new sets. And I think they really give each set like I know it from the standpoint of like a player on that end, and like I really like how they give each set like a bit of time for people to understand how to play with these new cards and like
exactly
like, use this stuff competitively because when you,
and I guess even give the time to people to get the cards too, because if you get the cards by opening packs versus buying on eBay, you need more time to get them in your hands, learn it, and then actually play with the card.
Yeah, 100%. So like, I feel like the Pokemon Company, and I also feel like if they did take a little extra time, they would take some of the pressure off themselves. Like, I don't know if that's how it would work.
kind of, I don't know, maybe just opinion based. How do you feel about like the new artwork slash names of the Pokemon on cards? Do you feel like they're just like they're running out of ideas, or with them rushing out these new sets, kind of the artwork or like the what they're putting on the cards is slacking?
No, I don't.
No.
I mean, you could say maybe about like the names of Pokemon and shit, but like whatever.
They're probably running out of names for God's sakes.
Yeah. There's only a couple words, but the artwork I don't think is, in terms of modern artwork, I don't think we've ever had better modern artwork.
Okay.
Like what's coming out now is incredible. The Eevee Hero set that just got announced, the secret rares in that set are easily some of the best artwork that Pokemon has done in the past 10 years. Like
awesome.
Fucking incredible. They also just announced the Gengar theme
saw
deck,
that.
high class theme deck. That promo card is insane. The Celebi promo, I just submitted the Celebi promo from Black Poltergeist to BGS. That card is easily some of my favorite artwork, I'd say, of all time. Like,
yeah,
it's just what they're doing now is incredible. I don't think
that's
any
good.
of it, and it's cool because they still have some of the modern or the old school artists still making cards today. Mitsuhiro Arita, the guy that made the base
How
set
old is he?
I don't know. I'd guess like 40 to 50.
Okay.
So the guy that made the base set Unlimited Charizard still makes fucking art for the newest Pokemon sets. You know what I mean? So I think the art it's the best it's been for modern, for sure. Like the vintage has its charm to it, but like in terms of modern art and making new like full art cards with that style, like come on, man, it's fucking gorgeous.
In these magic packs that are in the store, and I guess double-ended question, what do you think Magic and Yu-Gi-Oh can do to kind of get themselves more popular, if there's anything they can do to kind of catch up with Pokemon?
Well,
I think the main thing that comes down to why Pokemon is so popular is nostalgia.
Yeah,
honestly,
Pokemon is 10 times the IP that, or probably more.
Are there
both of
chase
those
cards in the magic packs that are coming out that people want that are
Oh
worth
yeah,
$400?
yeah, totally. There's incredible, and just the recent set Strixhaven, they really did a good job with like the wild, like full art, like cold foil, this, that, beautiful chase card type shit, crazy shit. And it was really cool, but I think I think the pandemic killed a bit of it, because Magic is a game definitely best played in person. And I think the LGSs were selling more cards then, and like
I agree with you
about it. I also don't think you're like the typical Magic player is going to go to Target over their LGS to get cards. It just doesn't make sense. The LGS is usually going to sell Magic cards around retail. And like, why go to Target as a sweaty empty?
And I guess they have a better relationship with their LCS, and they know the owner. They go to there to play their tournaments, and they want to support a logo, which I think is,
and that's
so. I guess Magic, that's a great. So I guess Magic is more of a collecting and playing, versus where I see Pokemon as more of a reselling and collecting right now.
Yeah, I don't see as many people like collecting Magic cards. Like,
no.
It's
so do people kind of just build their decks and then play off that?
Yeah, I'd say, and like building a competitive Magic deck is like very expensive. Like,
really,
to build like probably some, I mean, I remember when I was playing competitively in tournaments and stuff, like a standard deck could cost like $1,000.
Wow. How many cards are in a standard deck?
60 cards. And only 40 of those cards, about roughly, were like actually like there's land cards, right, which are pretty much worth, I mean, they're very expensive lands, don't get me wrong, but like basically you have 60 cards and 40 are going to be worth like a lot of money, and then 20 maybe not as much. But I mean, yeah, it's Magic's insane.
That's insane.
There's so much value.
Going into that last topic, you kind of hinted on it, like you talked about the base set Unlimited Charizard. Yeah. What were we seeing with that? I know you threw something up on your Instagram story at OG Retro about the population report kind of skyrocketing.
That was wild. So PSA released, or maybe they didn't release, someone just saw that the PSA base set unlimited Charizard. So non-first edition, non-shadowless, none of that. Just hit like over 12,600 graded.
Was it 12,600 or was it an additional 12,600?
No, I think it was 12.2 or maybe it's 12.2 thousand total.
Okay.
I could be wrong. Either way, it's insane. It's crazy.
There was no, I thought it was an additional 12,000.
It could be.
See if you can find that stat real quick on that Instagram page. I thought it was an additional 12,000 cards have been graded in the last year. And you've talked about it on here, just talking to you daily, talking to you in the claim sales.
Oh my goodness, you're right.
Was I right?
Dude, pop 23,000.
So it was an additional 12K.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's absurd. That's insane. So, do we think the demand is there?
That's a good question. I think
a
lot of those probably haven't even come back yet.
1,000 people that want graded Charizards?
That's crazy.
23,000, bro.
Yeah, so I'm looking right now. Charizard Hollow.
Holy shit.
I guess wow. Charizard Hollow first edition. Guess how many? So I think look at the umbrella right here. 22,980, so 23,000 for that unlimited. Guess how many total there are for the first edition?
First edition Charizard, base Charizard? 750.
Total, there's 3,149.
Still a good bit.
122 10s, 674 9s.
Wow. Yeah. So
and I wonder what that was before the pandemic.
I bet it didn't go that much higher.
Really?
We got to ask Connor. I think he's been tracking it. Yeah. Because it's I don't think that one's gone that crazy. That's actually like a rare card, you know?
Yeah, that's a rare card. So, I mean, you've always said that the base set unlimited Charizard's not a rare card.
Not a rare card. I've been saying it, have been saying it before these pop reports have come out, and now this just confirms it. Card is not rare at all. I think we're going to see that card drop in value, especially great. I mean, it's got to come closer down back to where it was before the pandemic. Like I was buying those for $50 a piece.
I think I'm looking at this correctly. Not to cut you off and just doing more research. 2000 Pokemon game base set 2, card number 4 Charizard Hollow. Guess how many total base set 2 Charizards there are?
Graded?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say 7K.
4,054.
Wow.
Yeah. And I have one of those at PSA right now too. So that's a I got
one of those back during
rare card.
And I have one I kind of
it's an uncommon card. And I think that one's just gonna stay in the personal collection. I'm hoping for a 5, maybe. It wasn't great. I just got it in some random garage sale lot in a shoebox. But I sent it off when grading prices were $9 for bulk subs.
Hell yeah. And I think the base set 2 is gonna be rarer than the original, you know?
Yeah.
So that's interesting, man.
What do you think of? So PSA just announced that every single sub that was sent to them before they shut down has been entered into their system. Doesn't mean your cards have been graded and they're on their way back to you. They've been entered into their system. What do you think the market's going to look like come July when they start reopening subs and when things are actually starting to come back and they're caught up?
It's going to be huge. It's right now it's a buyer's market. I mean, you could get a lot of good stuff. I feel like pretty undervalued, and I think it's going to continue to be that way and only going to get better for buyers as we get closer to all these PSA subs coming back.
Would you say wait to buy until these subs come back and the markets get flooded and price goes down?
It totally depends what card. Depends what card, because I think we can see there are cards that are still increasing in value. You know what I'm saying?
What's that page real quick on Instagram that you were looking at that?
Poke Stock Market. Shout out them.
Okay.
But I think I think a lot of cards, it is time to buy right now. If there's cards you've always wanted, now's a good time to get them. And I think it's going to be a good time to get them in a couple months too. But with the 25th anniversary also aligning with those subs coming back, I just saw this. The 25th anniversary of Pokemon, which is undoubtedly going to be huge and bring a lot of people back to that idea and like consciousness of like being into Pokemon. I think we're going to see the demand for cards go back up again, and maybe it will just kind of level out and we'll see that demand equal to supply of coming back. But I think a lot of the supply too that's going to come back is fucking junk. Like, I'll be honest with you.
And I've seen that in sports cards too. A lot of just base set rookies are just so these quote unquote good, and they're great rookies, but they're Zion's. Give me one. Let me look up Zion's base rookie population to see what it is. I bet you it's 12K.
Right.
And it's now a Zion rookie is not junk, but it's when cards are at the apex that they are, and everybody and their brother's sending one in. Like you said, is there going to be 23,000 people that want the card?
Right. It's unlikely. And it's interesting though. It's crazy to think that, like, do you think the VMAX Charmander or Charizards are going to get above 23K? Like, are we going to see 23,000 pops?
Like Champions Path and things like that?
Yeah.
That's a good question.
Yeah, like,
dude, I was that Champions Path Charizard has dropped like a rock. I just sold one for 525.
Yeah, but even if it bottoms out there for now, which it doesn't seem that's not bad. If it bottoms out there for now, and then in 20 years, will that be worth, like, are there going to be more, you know what I mean? Like, there's got to be more than 23K eventually if people are continuing to open. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
Let me look. What card number is that in the set? 74 or something like that?
Yeah.
74 full art Charizard VMAX. Oh, Jesus Christ.
What's it at?
There's 7,500 already.
Just tens or total?
Total.
Oh,
but look at the ratio here.
I thought we were over 10,000 at this point.
Look at the ratio here. 5,482 tens to 1,701 nines.
That's crazy. So those cards were printed well. I guess that's a good thing.
Yeah, I mean, it shows Pokemon's kind of stepped it up since evolutions,
and I think that's why
the total opposite.
Like super rare. The battle styles Tyranitar is like tough to get in a 10, I think.
Yeah,
because the quality is just garbage.
I don't know. I think once PSA gets caught up, especially, you're going to see a lot of your quote unquote common stuff come way down. There's always going to be those rare cards. If you're collecting sports cards and you're trying to collect these popular players right now, Luka, Zion, Ja, Tatis, Soto, things like that, maybe go after a couple short prints. Short prints are always going to have value. Go after a couple numbered cards, a couple variations. Those are going to be your cards that people want. I mean, when Zion is big, I mean, let me look up what Mike Trout's population report. I mean, Mike Trout's quote unquote the best player in baseball right now.
Yeah.
But like in 2011, baseball cards weren't anywhere near where they are now.
Wayne Gretzky card go for $3.75 million today.
Yep. OPG, whatever, 19 something.
Wow.
Yeah, the previous one was like 1.74 million, and it just went for
3.75, I think.
Crazy.
Incredible.
I hate looking up pop reports on
that's garbage.
PSA's website. It's so difficult.
Very trash. BGS and PSA both have very tough. PSA's website's arguably better, but BGS website sucks.
Speaking of websites that are brutal, I was trying to look up how to submit something to VGA.
Oh,
and
God.
It's brutal.
Don't even do it.
I'm getting errors saying I don't have the correct version of Java, and you gotta print it out and fill it out and send it in. Lord have mercy.
Yeah, it's 2021. I don't understand. Get a smart software engineer to code a better way.
Wada's is so easy to use.
Yeah, Wada's a great. See, that is case in point. Had a good software engineer.
I mean, point, click, and you're done.
Yeah,
I can't find Mike Trout's thing just because it's so difficult right now. So I think, yeah, it's really interesting to see what we will see.
Yeah.
And then just we're already in a low of kind of sports cards, a Pokemon card, sorry, lower from where we were at in the peak. I don't know. I think vintage is always going to be worth money. Collect your vintage, especially sports. You can see these all-time greats going for big money. And you got to really look at population reports and how scarce these cards are.
100%. Why don't you bring us into the viewer question?
Cool. Going into the question of the week, every Wednesday on our Instagram at Cards and Cartridges Podcast, we throw up on the story a question block, and you have the opportunity to ask us anything you want to know and have a chance to be featured on the podcast. Real quick, we are at 198 followers on Instagram. If we get 2 of you beautiful lads out there to give us a follow, that would be amazing.
Oh, yeah.
But Blanco came through and asked a question, and he said that now that COVID's kind of coming to an end, have you seen any changes in the community / customers?
I feel like I'll be honest. When the stimmy checks hit, those were crazy times. I'll be honest. That was a good boom in business. That was some disposable income for people that they didn't expect to have, and why not spend it on video games? So that obviously is not happening anymore. But
things are still up in price, though. Things are still going crazy in price. I don't think prices have really came down.
I think that's just with inflation in general. It's like everything's going up in price. So I think it's just kind of natural. But I don't know. I think it's about the same.
Same.
I
noticed like your random stuff, like when COVID first hit, Wii Sports spiked to $40 when it's a $20 game. I was selling Wii's to this local guy, 10 of them, doing to him a week or whatever. He's paying me $100 a pop with 1 or 2 games. I was actively looking for Wii's. Like they just, and then like Animal Crossing spiked and then came down just with the popularity of like the GameCube one.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it will be interesting to so this is totally off topic, but kind of goes through with it. It'll be interesting to see, like, once COVID is officially done, if people are going to start selling off their stuff that they bought and kind of bring the market back down because they don't have time to play it anymore. My girlfriend Becca and I just actually went and picked out a puppy on Sunday.
Hey,
so we're getting a golden retriever.
Golden retriever. What's her name?
Yeah, Scout.
You guys are like, are you guys gonna have a white picket fence when you're older?
She wants one of those houses with like a large wraparound porch.
Of course, dude. You guys are legit. When I think of you and Becca, I think of like classic American couple, like sitcom couple, dude. And this just
got my pickup truck and we're getting ready to go.
You just proved it even more. You got a golden retriever and you named it fucking Scout. Could it be more American family dream? That's great. Congratulations, guys. Get the white picket fence. I'm waiting on it.
Thank you. So where I was going with that story was, so we were talking to the breeder lady, and
did you ask her for games?
I should have, but time out.
Yeah.
We need to quit selling games.
Oh yeah, dude.
Do you know how much dog breeders bring in?
Dude, don't adopt, don't shop, bro. Adopt.
Yeah. So she had adopted a dog before and it died unexpectedly, so she kind of wanted to buy one. So kind of getting into that.
I have experience, but
we paid we paid a pretty penny for this dog, $1,500.
Yeah.
So there was like 9 puppies in the litter or whatever. She was having 3 litters at the same time. 3 litters. She's bringing in $36,000. All untaxable, all on the table. We Venmo'd her the deposit and we're giving her cash when we pick up the dog.
Oh, that's insane.
More of the story, she said business is booming. She's selling more dogs than ever, but she's scared what's going to happen to these dogs when COVID is over and people go back to work and they don't have the opportunity to take care of these dogs.
No doubt. That is sad.
So it kind of goes into, are people going to be selling off their games when they go back to work and don't have time to play them, or they realize that these stimmies aren't coming out anymore and they need the money? Are they going to be selling everything off?
I think so. I think we're going to see a little bit of a sell-off.
Yeah.
I think we'll see that. I think we've already seen it a little bit, but it just goes ebbs and flows. It's what it is. We'll
crazy price of the day. I have a sealed Wii U, and I looked it up real quick on eBay today because I was like, I wonder what this is going for. I haven't looked this up in a long while. They're going for $1,000.
That's insane. Zelda, fucking, what is that game called? Breath of the Wild on Wii U.
Yeah.
Sealed is like $1,000.
Yeah, and there's some error with like on the back where it shows 6 controllers that you can use instead of like 2 or whatever.
Yeah, no, that's weird.
Well,
Anyways,
I need to eat dinner before we start the claim sale. Live claim sales pretty much weekly on twitch.tv/OG Retro.
come
8
give us
p.m.
a
Eastern.
look, dude. All the retro video games, Pokemon cards you could want.
Yes, it's a great time.
It's a great time. Guys, thank you for hanging out with us on this Monday. We hope you have a great rest of your week. Peace.
See ya.